are, just for the audience and for ourselves to know, what are the key components that you generally deal with, like from a design perspective when you're looking at the car software, or even from an anti-theft standpoint, what are the key components that come into play?
So it's like when we drive the car, we don't realize this, but cars now have more CPUs in that than the, more stronger VMs in the cloud. They have
Okay.
like 10 to 15 CPUs all over the place, right? Because everything we do, right, has to be sent somehow, and the data has to be passed. So they call like ECM for the engine, right? There is a CPU, or there is a body, there is a brake module. Like all of these essentially have their own CPUs and the controls. And as you
Oh,
said initially, right, all the data fed uh, through different sensors like oil, brake, speed, angle, heat, all that, right? Even the raindrops, right? Nowadays, like if raindrops fall on the steel windshield, it automatically starts the wiper. It's like everything
okay.
is sensed, right? So you don't even have to turn on, right? If it gets dark, the headlights become brighter and things like that, right?
Yeah,
All
yeah.
these electronics, right? So and like we have all these, but this is not difficult part. The difficult part is they all needs to talk to each other at the same time with the even if they are misaligned by milliseconds, things could go drastically wrong, right? And it is why we need to know the different components in the car. Like if you take like smart car, like Tesla or GM as a Cruise, right, and all those vehicles which drives on their own, right? Uh, uh, now also they have like Waymo from Google, and like Waymo is run as a taxi, right, as a cab, right? And so what happens, right? If they detect somebody in front of you, it stops. Or like why? Because the sensor immediately detect there is a block. So that data fed into the CPU, which talks to the vehicle's main CPU with the called like body control module. So BCM, then BCM sends a signal to the brake module. So there's another CPU. Goes to the brake module, and then it is alerts brake module. Hey, you got to stop. There is a thing in front of us. So all these things has to happen in like fraction of seconds, right? Otherwise, somebody could die. So this is how uh, it's not only important that we have all these on board on the vehicle, they need to be integrated and in sync, right, all the time, so that it can be executed in very timely manner. So these are the overall components, various components in the car. For anti-theft, we have uh, four more, uh, four very important components. One is ECM, obviously, as I explained, the CPU in the engine. And then other is like BCM, the CPU in the body, because that is important now because we have the keyless entry and everything. And then there is a what they call like pass theft. There's a small CPU near the ignition key itself, and the ignition key itself is encoded too. So these are the four major components that needs to align with each other, synchronized, and talks to talk to each other to make sure that whole thing happens in 150 to 300 milliseconds. The communication, so it's very critical and time sensitive.
Okay, okay. So this is like an entire ecosystem within the car, I think, because there are multiple
You're right.
CPUs. Are there also, this is a trivial question, but are there also RAMs with each of these, like different random access
Oh yes,
memories because they're different CPUs,
right. They have their own, yeah, own RAM
memory
chips on
module?
board. Right. And it is how, and see, the thing is it can't be slow like our RAM in our laptop, right? Because we are talking milliseconds here. So the data has to be accessed very fast in and out. So it's not only we need RAM, but we need very high-end technology to
Yeah,
exchange the data quickly.
at that time, real time, almost real time.
Yes, almost real time.